nhớ rong để chỉ cái tin năng cha sa đỡ cú luôn bề huang gạo lì ya nô nọ cú yo cho bê sa đỡ mù do cho board member đỡ lu Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society shita nô nọ bê yo thả cho bê ya Cylinda nó y bê yo sa thả cho face on đỡ lu và phong yu China Garden nhớ tỷ Fairland Lake họ thì giờ bây giờ thả cho bây kiến thế nhé giờ lòng một uo lu va ban được gọi tiệt hay tiệt bây chừng chúa nè nó san thế nhé bộ lý giản gì thế bây hòn thế tàu bộ lý giản lợ họ thì bây giờ sa thả cho lu Mid Autumn Festival và giờ chữ chỉ cho lu cho liên tu vấn thi năng够bây tận đây nó bây giờ sa thọ có sẽ được tua một cộng thế we are itum board member nya haulu Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society rong share ha tian nu no pe to tuan tho ne shi than de no thia sa wa chau tu jin za poliva wa ne chang mo shi ha to pe lu Garden Society board no tuan shi ne sha de nu no thia nu no pe mo a pe ya pe sa tuan tho ne tha I ya pe ya sa khia ka sha de pau ha tia pe te hau lu nya face on the Lu Garden Society no một cho họ tư là họ thì giờ bây giờ sáng kia rồi cái này sẽ được bao hay tiệt bây tới cái thiên nhiên gì là ở Lu va ba đó cho họ tư là tiệt bây chừng giờ sáng到cái ban đó sẽ được lý giải tiệt thì họ thì bây nó chỉ giờ kia cái sẽ được bao hay tiệt chuyện đấy tận đây là bây giờ mỗi Lu festival nhớ thì Fairland Lake bây giờ Mid Autumn Festival bây giờ sáng chơi cái sẽ được tôi một công bây tiệt chỉ nu nó bé mua bé tu board member nó cho cụ thia bé tu cho nên thà tu thi y cho nên thà nó giờ lúc bé hoa William Sajak này là tu president giờ cho lu Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society tu thi nó chỉ giờ Romy Slovak này giờ này nó ít tu board member thia này giờ để nó chair nhá all lu committee nhá họ bé lu Garden Society thia chỉ tu thi bé này giờ change này giờ ít tu board member thia này giờ tu vice president lu Garden Society lúc xưa nó chỉ có tìm một trâu biểu còn là một BMG donation và Pelu Garden China Garden nó bị cho đi trả lợi thế họ face on the Lu Garden nó hiện bây giờ ở đó chi.
So my name is William Zaitchek, and I'm the president of the Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society. The Garden Society and its many supporters in partnership with St. Paul Parks and Recreation have embarked on the construction of Phase 2 of the St. Paul Changsha China Friendship Garden in Phelan Regional Park. It's also known by its Chinese name Liu Ying Yuan. Phase 2 will add 7 new features to the garden, starting with the Monk Plaza. This is an incredibly exciting and challenging time for the Garden Society as we have more than doubled the usable size of the garden within its boundaries. We can use all the help we can get. If you're interested in participating and making this garden happen, we have a variety of opportunities available. We are presently in the process of taking nominations for the Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society Board, as well as volunteers to participate in the Society's various standing committees. And the committees are construction and upkeep, fundraising, outreach, administrative, and event planning. And event planning includes things such as dance, poetry, photo contests, etc. Board elections are at the annual board meeting on August 24th. This year, we restructured the organization by merging the Chinese and Hmong advisory groups into the board, increasing the number of board positions by 3 to 15, opening the board committees to past advisors and other interested volunteers. Finally, we always have the garden to tend: planting, watering, weeding, and general maintenance. Please apply for board and committee positions or simply volunteer by going to the Garden Society's website, mnchinagarden.org. The applications are due by August 10th.
Gulumbe Hua William Saichak, Guyatu President the Lu Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society, that she no painter tope sang ho hu tia St. Paul Park and Recreation, that topi or Luva Pong Yu face all the Fallon Lake, Luva Pong Yu no Lu Shuo Hu or Liu Ming Yuan, Lu Mong Plaza ya I con the Xia Ko or Chin Cheng Jiang Yo Ju or the Ho Luva no. That she no beta ton tien and on board of directors, committee member tia volunteers. She no be long be jo jai or ho lu menji sili be mo lu Chinese tia mong advisory committee lo. That she benzi position to help be on board. Thầu u be mo li ko all lang board that she zino mo be yo mo ko chi lang. She no be mo jong tum board ta lo ta term lo. Yali be mo dao position sheng. Application deadline cho yo sa lo mo pa pe wo board of director yo yi lin tu van thi ko option na go pe no ha yi lin tu van thi na go plau yo pe lu board election day. The job committee suli fundraising, outreach, construction, administrative tia event planning lo pe mo dao position shang tia chỉ ta linh da pe chang sa tao volunteer to pa tu lu va yon dong cho pa you day tên đầu thia và hai tiếng này sẽ đợi yo tua công tên cho bé kia hậu lửa ok có lúc và nó tiếng lo một trò khó chỉ nhỏ bây giờ application cho board of director committee thia volunteers nhớ được bé khó website nè nó yo https mnchinagarden.org image nó mà đi mua cho chia cho hậu nè nó họ donation được có bỏ trắng mình gì thế thâu nó mua chế cho bây giờ xã và nè nó có romi nè là một biển mình gì xe và nè nó cho hậu lử và nè và nhá hậu bọn nè giờ đã chỉ thế nè giờ nó biển mình gì cho hai tiền lú và nè nó lú va party nó giờ và bây giờ mà đi chơi thế bây chúa đã chỉ bây giờ xã có nè tôi một công thế romi.
Nyajang, I am very honored to be here today. My name is Romy Sloviak, and I live on the other side of the lake from the China Garden. And I was actually there to welcome the garden into the regional plan, and then shortly after that joined the board of the Garden Society. I am a retired urban planner, and I believe that art, it makes us human. I also believe that public art brings people together. So this garden is a terrific example of mingling of Hmong and Chinese art and culture, and I am very thrilled to be a part of it. It is in a park that draws 1 million people a year. So this garden was designed in 2018, and the very first element that went into it was the Hmong Heritage Wall. After that, we received a pavilion from our sister city of Changsha, and then we put a wonderful granite gate on the west entrance. So since then, the Garden Society has sponsored many, many activities. We have our second festival coming up this year. We have had public art displays. We premiered an original Chinese dance production, and we have had poetry and photo contests. So what has happened is that people are coming to this place like a magnet, and people are using it for their own celebrations and weddings and picnics and Tai Chi and Korean drumming rehearsals. So there's a lot of wonderful things happening, and this is exactly what we want. We want to draw people to our neighborhood to understand the multicultural diversity of it. Right now, we're working with Historic St. Paul. They are doing a map, an interactive map of places in the Twin Cities, and our garden will be on that. So we will receive even more tourism and more investment in our community. So, as Bill has said, we have an exciting phase coming up. The wonderful Hmong Plaza will be designed, and this is going to be a unique part of the garden. And we expect at least 250 people can gather in this space. So it will become a great venue for weddings and celebrations and performances. So we hope that will be complete sometime in the middle of next year. But in the meantime, we're all looking forward to the 23rd of September. That's when we're going to have our Mid-Autumn Festival on Picnic Island. We're also celebrating our 35th anniversary as a sister city, and that's the reason we have this garden, because we are a sister city with Changsha, China. So we want to heartily invite all of you and your families to come to that event on the 23rd. And I would specifically like to invite you to enter our poetry contest. We have a 4-language poetry contest, Hmong, English, Chinese, and Dakota. And it's all ages. And the deadline for application is September 15th. And there will be prizes, $50 first prize, $30 second, $20 for third. So I'm encouraging everybody to enter. You can find that on our website and on our Facebook page. And so I look forward to seeing you on the 23rd. Hua chào.
Để hai tia nhỏ rong, cú luôn bề hùa Romy Slovac, cú rong xe tàu tua ra nè thả hậu Mountain Cities news nó, cú nhóm bua kiên tàu phía lần lake tàu lũ va phong yêu nó, cú sau xe tiệm mua lũ va nó, cú thiệt là volunteer ba kia hậu lũ cho nên nó, thầu u cú giờ ít tu urban planner tiệt sĩ cú retire rồi. Vì lý nó cũng chẳng tiệt số thêm hông cho artwork do ý giả và do pa tàu bê sơ đầu là ok tàu bê lưu vào nó cú nhỏ rong chờ vì chua xiong mà mua cho lý ý mỹ liền cho nên tôi muốn gì lưu phía lần Lake Park nó chỉ thầu bê chỉ lưu vào nó ló bê cụ và tàu lưu J Chinese Pavilion lưu trong vào thì đại là J Hmong Heritage cho hậu phía lần Park lỡ đầu đó bé cụ lu Mid-Autumn Festival cho bé sang sau đó tôi cũng đầu thia bé sang dễ cho là cụ tôi sĩ lu vào nó yang đua or art show or wedding family picnic or tai chi là bỏ là tôi đầu đua tên nó tỷ lu vào và tỷ thia giờ nó ta chỉ nó historic Saint Paul nhiều khó ta tòn cho bé thả yếu mua bé cho yếu mua bé lưu va nó cho họ Saint Paul đại map có te tourist tên nó thiệt tàu bé thiệt tàu hiểu tàu lưu va nó thiệt bé ta tàu khác và face all và yếu lưu Mont Plaza tỷ lưu va China Garden nó yếu ilu xả thiệt bùa xi măng có giàu li ở bùa chỉ giàu tụ nén bé sang sẽ đầu xã sĩ or celebration or wedding này nó or theo public event đó chỉ là tàu tí sĩ vì do Saint Paul xong nó bé tương ba yếu cho các or lu Mid-Autumn Festival trâu nu cho liên tuวันที่1 của bé ở trên 1 của bé nó tận thế nó thia bé trong xia hay vì xong nó bé yếu celebrate bé có sister of Saint Paul thia city China Changsha cho kiến đầu phong yêu là bố bé cho chỉ xong là bộ America là hay tia 35th anniversary of the Saint Paul and Changsha sister cities relationship vì giờ cho cái phong yêu đầu ở luôn trong nó giờ lu học bảo bé thia mua lu China Garden đầu Fallon Lake nó cú giờ tu chair cho lu outreach committee thia poetic committee giờ linh đó cú thong qua hu này sẽ đầu tua công bé có poetry contest và giờ cái song đó biết cho yêu cái啥ba hoa老师对lu châu xia对nó bé có theme trong nó giờ friendship giờ phong yêu bé tại đó sau qua lu Lakota giờ lu này nó khá Hmong số là bộ lu anh kia là tàu hữu tí sĩ bé khó đẹp lu chùa hiện du vấn thi cầu chi ở trên là cầu bé bé gió kia tiền lên từ gió tụi giang trâu nu chùa hiện du vấn thi là cầu bé tỷ lu Mid-Autumn Festival đó bé gió mua men gì complete xử lý thì y gió tàu chi $1 thì o gió bé $1 thì bé gió là $1 giờ sao bao gì thọ một số bé có website theo Facebook tao thâu nó chỉ giờ cú giờ sao thọ và cho change là một thả mình gì chọn đó nên là bé có kiến thiên nhiên thiên địa bê họ nè non thiên tàu nhiên lý giả thiên bê chừng yo sa thiên kế ba lý giảng gì thiên Chen
Okay, thank you, Hmong Twin City News for having us, and thank you, Gao Li, for translating. That's a lot to translate, so thank you so much. So like Gao Li said, my name is Chen Jiu. I'm the Vice President for the China Garden Society. I wanted to start by mention what Romy mentioned for the Mid-Autumn Festival. Last year, we had a great turnout. A lot of people from the community came out. So this year, we're looking for more exciting events. We're looking forward to see more Hmong performance, Hmong food, Hmong exhibitors. So if you or your organization be interested, please contact us. I hope below me there's little notes showing our contact information. We would love to have more. And I'm very thrilled to announce that the Phase 2 campaign for our project was the estimate the budget for $4.3 million. We already raised 1.5 million, out of which 1.3 million came from the state legislative funds. Special shout outs thanks to Susan Pa and Feng He for leading us to get that funds. And we also are getting funds from the St. Paul City grants. So Ward 1, 2, and 6 and 7 together, they were able to give us about $50,000. And 3, we were able to get private funds about $55,000. Then the rest, the 100,000 or so, we were getting from the private donors. So we're really happy and thankful that we were getting so much. However, to complete this Phase 2, we still need your support. Together, we can make this vision a reality. You can help by start calling your city or state legislative and let them know that you are backing this project. This could go a long way to ensure its success. So thank you, and really appreciate if you can get in touch. Now, I want to talk about what is included in the Phase 2. Phase 2 have 7 features. We'll start by talking about the Moon Plaza. That's first feature. And I'm hoping as I'm speaking, they'll show some pictures of what it could look like. So Moon Plaza is first feature, Moon Gate, Moon Bridge, Xiangjiang Mountain Stream, the Donor Wall, and the chess table and path, and the moon viewing platform at the Phelan Park. So let's unite and create a true wonderful space that we can all cherish and enjoy together. Now, this second campaign, capital campaign, will be called Building Bridges. We do have a bridge to build. So both physically and metaphorically, we're building bridges. This campaign has already started. And if you want to get your name on the donor wall, please donate $2,000 or above. So we're looking forward to work with the community, work with everyone, and ensure this is a success. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Chen. Nữ lúc về hoa Chen Zhou, nữ tu Vice President of Lu Garden Society, nữ cho Lu Hai Lina. Bên hoa hu nữ sẽ đầu tua công bên Lu Mid-Autumn Festival, thia bên châu chi xiong anniversary celebration, the Lu Dong St. Paul thia Changsha, và yếu chủ sĩ cho nu, cho liên tu vấn thi nâng gốc bên tận đây nó. Bên trong xã tàu sẽ đầu tua mua món nó, mua khổng thia và dân giả cổng kế lò rễ nôn đầu thia. Giờ sẽ bọn gì thọ tí tỏ bên tàu trợ lý cho information or image bên yếu mua cho trong đặc á nó. Nó dĩ nó giờ sẽ khi sẽ đầu cho tên nhé yếu sĩ là face all trâu lưu và phong dư nó. Tùng ri và bên cứ dần chia yếu face all nó yếu trâu lên đầu plau lan bê ta chỉ nó bê tư tàu y lan chi lợ xử lý y bê tàu đỡ nên nó Minnesota Legislative tàu ya y lan bê bê tàu đỡ St. Paul City year round grant ya chỉ cho chia lon đỡ Ward E O trâu thia xa đỡ lỏ chỉ họ thì bê ya bê tàu chỉ cho chia lon đỡ private grants thia bê sang sẽ đỡ chỉ họ thì bao nữa ya bê tàu y bộ chia đỡ ya private donation. giờ bé tàu cái ba bộ đi nó là bé chẳng yếu và nè gì cái tin này cha sẽ đầu ba bên gì xử lý và phong yêu nó thì là yếu tiệt mù li lú họ phía cũng chẳng hay tiệt ya bé chỉ công tế bé cho cái chơiยังyếu chủ sĩ li tàu ba tiệt ya linh đó face on nó mua đã chỉ thế face on nó mua xa ya và bé yếu uo trâu xử lý lú mong xả thiê là bỏ bé hồ mong plaza lú trồng vả từ cho là đê từ đen từ in ta trồng đó panja sau chuẩn bị năng ba nhia chia của lú vả lú trồng của chest thiê cho cái tàu gì lú vả bé vả tiệt sẽ đợi yếu công tiền cho bé chỉ có tàu ít khỏi chơi rong gạo cho bé sẽ đợi tàu xí mùi giá tòn thế thâu nó nếu cô sáng kia có bao hay tiệt face all trong đầu lu face all nó mà bé lu capital campaign bé hùa building bridges bé từ bi có campaign nó mình chỉ thâu ở trên năng gạo lo lợ thâu từ bé ua cho design cho lu va nó tiệt lợ bé ua và sẽ được cái công ty ba hậu lử tổ chức gì volunteer thiên nhiên chia hữu tí gì hay chọn tờ nhiệt chia lo shi donation giờ lần thứ ba cho li ở chia cho số bây giờ số nữa luôn về cho tỷ đại panja donor war tỷ Fallon Lake thia giờ nên mua xe ba nên sa donation tua cho lúc công hậu nên nó Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society để họ chơi nhau trở li và image bây giờ cho trong đó na nó giờ nên mua lên luôn nu là bỏ sản cho bé thả thọ tí to bé tàu từ bé khó website thia watch out.
And I just have to tell you that my favorite act at the last Mid-Autumn Festival was the Sunshine Girls. That was utterly amazing. I had never seen anything like that before in my life. And what I really appreciated about it was at the end of their act, they actually got down in the audience and tried to show a few people how to do it. And that was pretty funny, really. So I hope you can all make it to our Mid-Autumn Festival this September 23rd.
Biểu nơi hay tia và nơi sáng kia hay tia chơi nó thầu bé mua lúc Mid-Autumn Festival thì Fallon Lake thì khó và nơi nhiệt chắp lời nó mà giờ cho và ý cho chạy là tôi dân giả là hoa sunshine nè mà nơi trong xe thế nơi để nó ý trong xe để nó nhiệt cơn gầu con nơi nhiệt chắp lời khó hay tia thầu là và là cho dân giả ta sầu xả thiên mà là chẳng kỳ là mù cho là mù pha cho nên người sai chiều họ nó cho là để nó và dân giả thiên mà con tới vậy khó trong cơn gầu đi. Cú nhớ hậu lu fundraising committee hậu lu Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society nó thia ở giờ lên đó gì nó cú sắc kia có sẽ đầu bao trăng mình gì hay tia cho nhiệt chia ba face all cho lu và phong yêu nó lò họ tư lò chỉ ta lên đó cú sắc xí lu sẽ hở nó và lỡ sẽ đầu châu tí xí thia bé khó face all capital campaign từ bi tàu thầu ở chia năng gạo lo lỡ ta xin nó bé tàu dài lên tàu 1.3 million lỡ bé chẳng chúa lên tàu 3 million gì thiệt yếu của lưu va nó tia cho ba nhà tua lỡ muôn bé trở lên đã nó private donation cho nó bé chỉ hai bé ta chỉ bé tàu dài tan thò giờ năng gạo ở chia gì bùa gạo ở khó thi giờ bridge builder cho nó chỉ giờ cho nên ở ba ở chia trò giá sầuตัวหมู่ป้าตัวลูก face on เดเนาะลุงเบมัวลีนอRichard he Alicia Van Bill Sychek เทีย Romy Slovak Lotus Charitable Fund ขอที่เป้ยอจัง grants เป้ต่อใจชี้เจ้าชี้เชียจำเบยอ3Mต่อละมูยา St. Paul Year Round Star Grants ลอนต่อยา Council Member เจอลินดาเนาะ Ward E ยา Council Member Russell Ballinger Ward R ยา Council Member Rebecca Noker Ward เจ้ายา Council Member Nelsie Yang Ward ชายา Council Member Jane Price họ thi plau bé tàu nhẹ lon tờ Minnesota Legislative giờ Ilan bé bùa chi châu chia thầu ở trên năng cầu bé tàu lon tờ nè nó Legislative Session Legacy giờ plau bùa chia hiện ở trên mà năng cầu ở bé tàu State Bonding giờ chi bùa chia ở trên năng cầu bé Legislative Session Legacy giờ bé tàu plau bùa chi châu chia bé sa sĩ nè nó lúc sĩ hở nó ở châu nè nó Representative Tim Mahoney thia Senator Susan Pa thia nhỏ tàu Brooklyn Park thia Senator Phong Ho nhỏ St. Paul East Side đầu khó lâu sĩ cho ba bé hay cho nó chữ tỷ State Capitol bé thia tàu cho nhẹ nó cho lòng ba bé lu và phong dư nó họ thi chi nó private donation này nó lấy mua cho nhẹ nó tua mù mà lấy dân cho hay tiệt gọt cho tua mù cho Chinese feature cho lu face on the lu garden tờ nó giờ lấy mua ít bữa chỉ cho xe tua vậy tan họ tí xì cho nhẹ bé tàu chạy cho là cho face on the lu và nó giờ này nó giờ lên tờ 1.3 million tờ để nè nó cũng cho ya khi đi nó có số đầu bao số chỉ ta lên đó nó là thao khi số đầu bao hay tiệt bé chẳng tông cả đi bé chia bé million đồng gì bé thì giờ họ face on nó tiệt ya lên từ nè nó mua lúc xưa sapa bé nó là thao tí tàu cho bé thiệt chào.
Hi, my name is Brett Husong. I'm a lead landscape architect with the City of St. Paul's Parks and Recreation Department. I'm here at the Hmong Plaza, which is on the site of the St. Paul Changsha China Friendship Garden. I'm here today to tell you about the process of the project, where we are at in the construction phase, and then the next steps. So we started the process of the long-range plan for the St. Paul Changsha China Garden in 2017, where we created a plan for Chinese and Hmong features. And as part of this process, the city led Design Advisory Committee and a subcommittee that was made up of a representative from the Hmong 18 leaders. And we also had Ward 6, Ward 1, and districts. Also involved were residents and the Minnesota China Friendship Garden Society and Hmong advisors and design professionals and artists. So we got together and we designed the Hmong Plaza, and we put that out in the community for review and comment. And so now we are on site and looking at stage 1 of the plaza itself. So behind me we are looking at a wall, which is both a heritage wall that can hold retaining soil back, but then also have a future Hmong migration story. And in this first stage, we also have the plaza itself, and we have retaining walls that will allow for circulation for a larger multi-use facility. So the principles that we heard from the Design Advisory Committee is to have a site that is flexible, so it can hold smaller events and larger events. We also wanted it to be on site here on the China Garden site, and it should also be reflective of the Minnesota Hmong of all ages. And so this is stage 1 that will be completed here in summer of 2023. We also have funding for stage 2, which will be finalizing the on-site features such as plantings, and it'll also include design and fabrication of the Hmong art sculptures, including the wind instruments, the keng, and the women's necklace and pendant. This second stage will take place later this summer, and it will be finalized in summer of 2024. So we will have more community engagement. If you want to join the Design Advisory Committee, please contact the city and you can become involved with the project.
Kulumbe hua Brett Husong, thế kuya tu architect well hau lu cho hau City of St. Paul. The no kunyon the lu China Garden di Fallon Lake. Kuyo kia ko shada bao dia pe lu va wa cho kho tu lo. Thia ya pe cheng ba yo wan zi mo da ji. Lu va no pe tu pi thau o che ko xia lo lo. thảo bê yo ua lu sha thia mong plaza to hau lu va phong yu no St. Paul City tàu cha ilu design committee lo ba bê tàu chữ yi ua lu sha thia no bê tàu chạy kế công tên tàu bê sảnh trong lần trong tu xử lý cho thâu cho sảnh bê sảnh nhớ hậu ward tàu thia ward E Minnesota China Garden Board member thia mong advisor cho professional thia artist trong lần của tua công bê tí sĩแต่ชินอขอในปอนจากกูกานอยอนดูอินเดลูมงพลาซานึมัวชาพันจาสีมังไทยอาก็จิชอบปอหลอมบอลูชาเทียนอยอวัวก็ชีตันดาวยาเป็นบ่ายอวัวก็ลูชาเทียนอเตียลูซัมเมอร์นอดูอ้อนอเป็นบ่ายอจ่อป้านตรงเทียจ่อหย่อนยีลูชาเทียยอวัวลูเสามงดอดออจาเก่งก็เตียจอลูซัมเมอร์ออเชียนนังก็เปล่าตอนได้นอจิตาลีเปจังยวนรับเปสังเสดฐานสีเทียยอเล่นที่มัวเชียสาป้าเปเต่าจีหีจงดูอ้อนอทอเนเสดเคลียตัวเจ้าซีดีเป้า
We are on site at the St. Paul's Hmong Plaza. I'm going to provide a little background on the location and process and provide some images of what the plaza will look like. Right here we are located on the northwest end of Phelan Regional Park. This is city-owned and this is a city-led project. And so this was a plan that was developed in 2017, and it shows the St. Paul Changsha China Garden, and this shows the Hmong Plaza site that we are at today. This is part of Phase 2. So Phase 1 included the Western Gateway and the Pavilion. So in Phase 2, it is everything identified with the white circles. And so the first phase is completing the Hmong Plaza, which will be completed in 2 stages. Stage 1, I mentioned that is this summer. Stage 2 will be completed in 2024. The other phases of the other components of Phase 2 are the donor wall, the chess table, the mountain stream, the moon gate, the moon viewing platform, and the moon bridge. There's currently no funding for these items, but they will be the next phases of the St. Paul Changsha China Garden. These are images showing the donor wall, the moon bridge, moon gate, and the mountain stream landscape. Below this shows a few more details of what the Hmong Plaza will look like when Stage 2 is completed in 2024. This shows a multi-use plaza down below, so it can hold smaller events, but it also has a grass overflow for larger events such as weddings. You'll notice that there are some cultural features. There's the pentao in the middle of the plaza with the embroidery pattern around the outside of the plaza itself. During the design process with the design advisory committee made up of Hmong advisors, Hmong artists, and design professionals, we did consider other features, but we did not have them included. It doesn't mean that they can't be included in future phases, but we considered the Hmong pounder, the grinder, women's headdress, the house, phoenix, and butterfly. So the iconic features that were selected were the keng, the wind instrument, and the women's necklace and pendant. And so these are situated framing the plaza, and you can see the plaza wall that is constructed behind me. And this is reminiscent of distant mountains, and it also has a functional purpose of retaining soil. Also with the pentao, the elephant's foot, the retaining wall, which is holding soil back, also reflects the curves of the elephant's foot itself, and it has several tiers, which is reminiscent of rice paddies that you would see in Laos or Vietnam. The materials are shown here at the bottom. It is mainly concrete, some granite paneling in the future for the Hmong migration story, which is not included in Stage 2. That is a separate project and separate funding for the migration story. The keng and the women's necklace and pendant will most likely be built out of stainless steel. The other graphics here is showing phasing and showing images and renderings of what the plaza will look like. So we can see it in the background. that the wall is being constructed. It is not finished at this point. So stage one will be building the plaza and building the wall itself. The second stage of the project, which is in 2024, will be completion and fabrication of the art features that I mentioned previously, which is the keng and the necklace and pendant. The pentao will also be included in a future phase later this fall in 2023. So this is a view roughly standing in the lawn a little bit further back behind us, but it gives you the image of the size of the plaza and the wall in the background. The second rendering at the bottom is a little closer along the circulation path, and it shows landscaping with the Hmong Plaza in the background with the cultural stones as a person enters the plaza area itself. So the next steps is to complete stage one in this summer, and we have stage two that will have site completion in fall of 2023 with fabrication of the art features later this winter with installation in the construction season of 2024.
Lu China Garden no Nyo To Ho Lu Fallon Regional Park Ho Chau no Ya St. Paul City Ho A Thia Lu Va no Ya City Wa Tu Ji Go Mo Ho Dai Du no Ya Lu Va Changsha Garden Wa Tu Pi Thau O Che Ko Xia Lo Lo Phase E Wa Pe Wa Tia Lo Ya Lu Zhong Va Thia Lu Me Nyo J Chinese Pavilion Phase O Ya Lu Hmong Plaza Thia Trao Ya Wa Nyo To Ho Ya Wo Wong Pe Go No Lu Hmong Plaza na Ma Pe Yo Phai Wa On Du Li Tu Pia Ta La Lo Lu Ya Wa Yo Wa Trao Phase O no Ya Sha Panja Shao Ya Ning Pa Nye Be Lu Chess Table Đến từ tờ Lu Pavilion Mu Trao Da Tu Me Nyo Ku De Lu Moon Gate Platform Thia Tu Cho La De Ta shi no pe chang chi tao mo nye la wa jo no ta shi ya pe lu ho pia ba jie lin da wa chao ne chi ki ti nang cha sha da wa ne shi shi ho tu mom long pe shi tha mo no ya ne mo lu da chi nu tho ne ti to tao to pe da jo website la bo tu sa tong nya ho ka no wa chao